My name is Chris Nicholson. I'm one of the owners of Cruzio, and I'm the Chief Technical Officer.
My name is Peggy Dalgenus, and I'm a co-owner of Cruzio, co-founder, and very happy to be here. We're a couple, a married couple, and we started a business together, and we've had our family with the business and raised our kids with the business, and we work together every day, and we're still somehow together after 23 years.
How does it feel to be in business for 23 years?
No, let me say so. Being in business for such a long time can be, I guess it can be boring for some businesses, but we're in a business that changes every single day. So we are constantly upgrading and renewing and having to learn all kinds of new things. And I think especially with our co-working that we just recently started, now we're involved in all kinds of businesses. We're helping other businesses to grow. And that's been really energizing and a lot of fun.
We owe this honor, Cruzio being Business of the Year, to our fine staff and also the community of Santa Cruz. If you have to work every day for a living, there is no finer place to do it, and there is no finer group of people with whom to work than our staff. And so we very much appreciate this vote by the Chamber, but we really do owe it all to our staff and to the community. Since we've been in business, internet has become a very important part of the community infrastructure, not just in the business community, but every facet of the community. The internet has now taken its place with other necessary infrastructure such as water, sewer, power. Now a business wouldn't consider moving into an area or into a building if they didn't have internet. So in that way, we sort of foresaw the future, but the future caught up, and the internet is now ingrained in everything. Humans have a need to communicate with each other, and the internet is probably the greatest enabler of humans working together since the Gutenberg press.
Well put. Yeah, Cruzio is an enabler of other businesses, and we always have been. We help other businesses to grow and to do what they need to do.
Along with a large number of agencies, including the City of Santa Cruz, County of Santa Cruz, County of Monterey, and San Benito County, Naval Postgraduate School, CSUMB, we've been working to extend our fiber down into Monterey County. With this, we hope to bring the broadband to the Central Coast area. So with these partners, we do hope to extend our fabulous internet that we've brought to Santa Cruz down south.
Our local population, as you know, a lot of people work over the hill, so we actually have a very highly educated, very technical population here in Santa Cruz, and we're just hoping they don't have to drive the hill every day. We'd like them to be here helping our economy get better, helping other businesses that depend on them grow, and just really sparking things up. We just always want to get things going. Well, we're just a part of the community, and we're supportive of what everybody else wants to do. I think Chris said a minute ago that we're an enabler. We're an enabler, we're a lubricant for other companies, and we provide tools to move the world. And I don't think people 20 years ago could have possibly imagined what is being done now with the internet and how that's helping people communicate and be closer to each other. So we like to also bring people in our community together, just here in Cruzio Works, but we're also bringing them closer to the world.
My name is Peter Coate, and I work for the City of Santa Cruz as the Economic Development Coordinator. I've worked with Cruzio for about 4 years now on a whole lot of different issues. Was lucky enough to work with them on grant applications when there was the stimulus for broadband infrastructure, and have watched them turn this building in downtown Santa Cruz from an old relic of a particularly brutal era of American architecture into what we see today, which is just a beautiful co-working space that hums with economic activity. Cruzio is a great company, not only that they provide a good space for entrepreneurs to build their dreams, but they also provide the vital infrastructure that many businesses depend on. In fact, when you look at broadband infrastructure, no part of our economy can survive without it, from public safety and health and education to commerce and communications. Internet infrastructure is really, really important, and Chris and Peggy have been on the forefront of bringing that resource to our community. When I think of Chris and Peggy, I think of like a really great partnership. They both have an incredible skill set. They're both great community builders, and their strengths really interact well with each other. I've done incredibly intense financial work with Peggy, and she's just whip smart on all of the business cases, and I've worked with Chris on incredibly complex computer problems and engineering and networking problems, and they're both brilliant in their own ways, and their brilliance complements each other. Chris doesn't like to admit it, but he's a pretty good guitar player.
I think one of the things that Cruzio really embodies is the spirit of Santa Cruz. I mean, I think they're, as a company, as a business, they're very forward-looking, very entrepreneurial, and they take that to their business and their approach, both to the expanding of Cruzio and the expansion of the different business services that they offer. I think Cruzio Works and the co-working concept that they've brought to fruition is an excellent example of how forward-looking they really are. I mean, in 2008, 2009, when the Sentinel left Santa Cruz, we were looking at, a very large building at the heart of our downtown that's defunct, that wasn't going to be an easy building to fill. Large office vacancies of the type that this was, and to be honest, it was not an attractive space, was going to be a real challenge for us as a city and as a community. And I think their approach to the space, finding other business partners that were interested in collaborating with them, coming to the city, seeing what services we had to offer, and really going forward, turning this space into what you see today is truly an amazing accomplishment. I think what they were able to do in this space, going forward in a number of new business ventures and accomplishing it, is truly incredible. I mean, we took a building and turned it into green co-working office space is really forward-looking. And I think how they went about doing it, they were able to take advantage of recovery zone facility bonds, working with the city to accomplish that. So it really is a very proactive approach to business development. What's been really incredible working with Cruzio is that they were willing to stretch what is possible and to really think outside the box. There are a lot of people that aren't going to be willing to work with the city, and I think not only were they willing to work with the city, they were willing to sort of bring things to us and say, can you help us do this? And I think from the city's perspective, we don't really have those opportunities very often to collaborate on that level. And I think going forward in the future, it's those kind of collaborations and partnerships, these public-private partnerships, that really are going to be important in the future. So having that opportunity to work with Cruzio and to have such a successful project is really the model for what we'd like to do going forward. We would like to work with more businesses and companies in Santa Cruz. Cruzio really embodies that spirit of looking at what is possible and turning it into a reality that I think we should all strive for.